all travel through life and we meet people who make an immediate impact on us, sometimes by the things they say or the way they act, or more importantly, by the way they look. Hey everybody, I'm Anthony Velvet Hall and welcome to THESPIANWERX. Thank you guys for joining me. My guest today is a man who makes an immediate impact no matter where he goes. He's the CEO of King Network, Mr. Today, the one and only Lee Williams. I got a chance to catch up with Lee and well, here's what happened. How's it going, man?
Today. Hey, it's a great one, brother. Thank you for having me on, and hello to everybody watching.
That's what's up, man. The today, that catchphrase, it's so awesome. And you apply it to just about everything that you do. Where did that catchphrase come from?
It actually came, I'll say it was almost about 7 years ago, about 6-7 years ago. I was actually doing I was dressing up. I was working in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I was actually dressing up for a Halloween. It was a Halloween event we were having at work. And I was, I got up that morning, I started thinking about a little saying. And if you remember Andy Griffith, Ernest T. Bass, he's the way he used to talk and act. I actually started when I got up that morning, I was thinking about what can I do with this character I was dressing up as. And I had a suit, a little funny wig on. And I just kind of started talking that morning as I was getting my shower and all that. And then something just kind of, it's like the light bulb went off, man. And I thought about like with life, some people say past, present, future. Mm-hmm. And what happened was as I was thinking about that, I just started going, today, and kind of thinking about the way he would talk on some stuff and his voice would change.
Yeah.
And it really hit me. Whenever I say it, I kind of have that today. The first today is thinking about your past, what you came from, what you've been through. And then that second today, which is that higher one, is the right now moment. What can I do in this moment to make myself better, to build myself? And then that last one today, it just hit for the future, what I'm looking for in the future. They say, if you don't get everything completed today, work towards gearing enough to get yourself prepared for what you got to do tomorrow. So that's how it really came about, just from, that thought process. And then it just went from there, and I started saying it, and it just caught on like wildfire.
That's what's up, man. Trust me, that is a catchphrase that is so rare, it's so awesome, and it fits you just right because you definitely live in the moment. Now, you and I actually met at a wrestling show, and this was a wrestling show in Wilmington, North Carolina. Drew either a little under, a little over 1,000 people. On that night, I wrestled 2 matches. I wrestled against Mark James in the first half of the show, and the second half, I wrestled against Gunner, who is actually wrestling as Jackson Riker in WWE to this day.
Yeah.
Today.
Thanks.
So, and it was an awesome meeting because we had so many great superstars of wrestling there. This was the time when Global Force was really kicking into high gear. So we had people like Jeff and Karen Jarrett, EC3, Jackson Riker, who I previously mentioned, my good friend and an awesome man of God, Mr. Caprice Coleman, Al Snow, Terry Runnels, Sanjay Dutt, you name it, and those people were there. And it was a really cool show, man. And I remember when we went uptown after the show and we hit the karaoke bar.
Oh man.
And Mr. Lee did a awesome rendition of me and Mrs. Jones. That was so in saying that, you seem to have a natural zeal for entertaining. Where did that come from?
It actually came up, man. I raised in church. I'm a preacher's kid. Singing in the choir and stuff like that. But I also sang with my dad's group, Bishop Perry Williams and the New Travelers. So I traveled with them singing and performing. And, we had some record deals and stuff and traveled with a lot of major artists like Luther Barnes, the Canton Spirituals, the Williams Brothers, and those guys. Even performed on events with like Shirley Caesar, Kirk Franklin. So I kind of learned some of the singing and also performing side with that. And then my brother and my brother used to manage me and some friends. We used to travel and do. We actually used to reenact New Edition. So we used to sing and do New Edition as well in that process. So kind of being on the entertainment side of singing and performing and dancing, it just kind of carried over into the other stuff of what I do. And then I met up with Eddie McCoy, and at that times it was him and Tony James had a company together, which is Ring Wars Carolina, which Eddie is owner of it. And I got with them and started doing some announcing stuff. And it just opened so many more doors, man. But that's kind of it. Just I kind of taken pieces of every little component of what I've learned with other stuff and have applied it to the other stuff what I do. So you can make stuff mesh together. You know, the entertainment side, you know, it's all a level of entertainment, whether you're singing, announcing, or, you know, working in the wrestling industry and stuff like that. I just try to combine all of it.
13 when I had you. My mom was the sexiest woman of the year.
She makes a comeback on TV and he just shows up.
Where you been?
I was out with my son. I slept on his couch. It's kind of like killing 3 birds with 1 stone.
Log on to StallionSquad.com today and use discount code VELVET10 to get yourself some great savings on premium fitness gear, no matter what your fitness level may be. Stallion Squad, squad up. Hey guys, welcome back to THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. Thank you guys for joining me. In continuing my conversation with Lily Williams, we talked about our shared love of professional wrestling, but more importantly, we talked about the tag teams of today and yesteryear. Let's jump back into my interview with the one and only Lily Williams. Tag team wrestling. Because I think that some of the greatest tag teams in wrestling, probably the strongest decade for tag team wrestling to me personally, was the 80s. Oh, yeah. Definitely was the 80s. Was the 80s to me. I mean, yeah. It progressed in other decades like the 90s because you had great tag teams in those days and in other decades. I don't think tag team wrestling today is as strong as it was decades ago. Please give me your opinion of tag team wrestling today as in a comparison to the way it used to be.
I really feel like there has been a big change from how it used to be. I mean, I'm with you on that with the 80s, man. I'll share my comparison on that, and I'm gonna share a story with that too. It's a funny story about something that happened in the 80s. You know, with it now, I mean, you don't see as much. To me, the old school wrestling, it was there was a little more toughness to it. I mean, you know, where, you know, these guys, it just showed a difference in what they did. You know, I guess more technical with things. You know, you saw a few that would, you know, come off top rope, stuff like that. Because I'm looking like Road Warriors type deal whenever those guys were there. Nikita Koloff, whenever those guys would sickle you, you dudes, I mean, flip. I mean, just, you knew that somebody felt something.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's changed, you know, over the times. I mean, you know, then it transitioned as you went into the 90s. You had more of the, you know, the tables, ladders, chairs stuff coming up around in those areas, 90s and 2000s. You know, and nothing against those guys. It was good matches then. I mean, you know, with the Hardys and all of them. But as it's kind of going on now, it has changed because I guess it's a little more. You see a little more speed of things, but I guess you don't see more of the technical side of stuff. So it's a little more things to me that has just changed a little bit, and the storylines have kind of changed over the times of stuff with wrestling. Whereas, I mean, you know, it was it's like you could feel more hatred between two teams as far as in the matches with it, and they really put it, just it's just a different level, I guess. I guess the harder they had to go at it, stuff like that. And I guess social media kind of opened up some things too that has changed a little bit with the industry also, because there's a lot of stuff that we didn't know. Seeing it we're coming up. So, it was things you just wouldn't, you just didn't see happening at times. So I think it was just a tougher bunch. And I mean, you really saw those guys taking more deeper blows. I mean, cuts and barbed wire matches that were happening. I mean, it was just so much a different level.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that, especially the difference between the decades. Now, we said all that to bring you to this point right here. And we want to talk about what I feel is possibly the epitome of all of the things that you've done, and that is the King Network on Roku. Now, probably since maybe my second episode, I've had a relationship with the King Network. They welcomed me with open arms. They looked at my show. When I was doing THESPIANWERX, it was just me finally having the courage to do a podcast that I long wanted to do. And maybe there was something in those first 1 or 2 episodes that inspired Lily to ask me if he could bring my show aboard, because the King Network had been looking for content, and they still are. It's a wonderful platform for anybody who's looking to have their show seen by a new audience or by more people in the same market, whatever the case may be. So, Lily, please, by all means, stand on your soapbox, brother, and tell us all about King Network.
Before I start on the King Network, that story I was going to tell you, I met Hawk and Animal in the bathroom at the Cumberland County Arena when I was a little kid. That was in the 80s. Apparently, the bathroom where they were getting dressed at, something happened. It was out of order. And I was in the bathroom, using the bathroom, and these two big guys come walking in, and they had shoulder pads with the spikes on them. So as a kid, I'm in the bathroom looking like this, like, and he looks down at me, he's like, "Hey, little man, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." And I was, and then I heard him wash my hands, and I was like, still like looking, and just took off. And but it was just that moment, man. I mean, I had to share that. It was hilarious to just see those guys coming through the bathroom, and I'm like, oh wow, what in the world? But now with King Network is it's a great channel, TV network that we have. It's streaming on Roku platform and on Amazon Fire. And what we do is we allow independent content creators, whether if they're filmmakers, podcasters, bloggers, musicians, music artists, dancers, fitness people who do travel or cooking, stuff like that. We allow them the opportunity to share their content on our platform. And it's something where I wanted to give people who are content creators a chance to grow and expand themselves. I mean, it's YouTube is good, Facebook is good, Instagram is good. All these are great platforms you have, but I was like, I want to put something up here to give people another chance, because another chance to grow to another level. Because I mean, everybody has either Roku or the Fire Stick, the Amazon Fire. I mean, and it's big in all these TVs now. When people go to stores, they buy them, they automatically get these apps. So it gives content creators an opportunity to reach over 240 million people.
Wow.
So that's the reason why I want to kind of do that, because, I work in film, I do acting, I've done acting on TV shows and stuff like that. And I'll come back on that part to you as well. But, I wanted to give people a chance to kind of build themselves and grow their content and build it and expand, because, it's not many places where people can get their opportunity to share their content for free. I mean, obviously it costs on many levels to try to put it on this channel or that channel. Places are charging. So I was like, I want to give it to them a chance for free, and then they can also get a chance they can earn money back when we get, the commercial companies, the sponsors that want to come in and pay to put ads around people's content. I wanted to open that door and extend my hand to help people to grow and get that opportunity. And I saw whenever you had started your podcast, man, because I've been, we became friends, and after we met, and I've been watching what you're doing, man. And I love your grind. I love your hustle, and you're humble about it as well. And that really, stuff like that, it touched me. It impacts me. And I'm like, I see this dude working hard. I see him acting over here. I see him doing this. And I see that you putting, many irons in the fire on different things. And I was like, I want to, reach out, be an olive branch that we can maybe get you an opportunity as well to expand it to another level, because you inspire me, man. I mean, seeing your work and what you do, you inspire me. And, when I was telling my team about you, and I was like, y'all need to look, check this dude out. Check out what Anthony's doing over here, da, da, da. And they were like, oh man, he's doing this, and that. I was like, yeah, I said, and he's a wrestler too. I was like, y'all need to see him wrestle as well. I said, he don't wrestle anymore. He's gotten way out of the business, but he still is a part of the business. And they were like, man, that's awesome. So that's why I wanted to reach out to you, and do that. We also have wrestling on the King Network.
Right. I've seen that.
Yeah, we've got, RWC Ring Wars Carolina, which is owned by Eddie McCoy. So, they're on there. We've got another wrestling company that's also, we're planning on bringing on. It's a company out of Tennessee that we've been in talks with, Innovate Wrestling. So, we got some sports leagues, independent sports leagues that are looking at coming on board as well.
Wow, awesome.
Jones is on there. His animation comedy, and also we got the Port City Comedy Show that they have as well, and Orlando's a host on that. My good friend Ronnie Shirley from Lizard Lake Towing is actually we're working with him on ready to put some content on as well.
Okay.
Content going on the network as well. So we're trying to just gear it and just grow and help expand everybody, man, to just give people an opportunity to just build and grow. And we want people to come and watch it and check it out. It's King Network on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, and it's a free subscription. People don't have to pay to get it to watch it. They can just go into that ad channel sections, search and add King Network, and add it right on their platforms. If they can't find it there, they can also get it on the internet. Just go to www.kingnetworktv.com.
Awesome. Lee Williams, please let everybody out here know where they can find you on social media.
Man, well, they can find me on Facebook, Lee Williams, Leelee space Williams. They can find me also on the Network Casting Call on Facebook. I own that page as well with over 34,000 followers. We do casting calls for opportunities for acting and film work. They can catch me on Instagram, Leelee.Williams. I am on TikTok too, so I got that platform as well, the Network King Leelee. Twitter's at Leelee Music. And you got my website, which is kingnetworktv.com. We got the suits available for sale on there. I'm also a brand ambassador for Ballsy Brand Products, Lux Bidet. We got that as well. So we got different products that we're brand ambassador for and doing some things. But you can find me on all of those platforms there, and on YouTube, the Network King Leelee Williams.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for THESPIANWERX with Anthony Velvet Hall. And thank you to my guest, the one and only Mr. Today, Lee Williams. Be sure to stay tuned for more great interviews right here on THESPIANWERX on the King Network. And remember the 3 things I always tell you guys. Life is short, death is certain, and be sure to love on the people God gives you, because one day He's going to want them back. Peace and love. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.